Trump says he never said that Mexico would directly pay for the wall.
Here's a summary of the article.
Donald Trump has claimed that, despite his repeated promises that Mexico would pay for a wall on U.S. southern border, he obviously never meant Mexico would write a check. Instead, the president most recently claimed that Mexico would pay for the wall through changes to trade policy his administration has negotiated to replace the North American Free Trade Agreement. The USMCA will mean Mexico will be paying for wall indirectly, many times over, Mr. Trump said on Thursday. The 2016 promise that Mexico would directly pay for the wall was also included in a Pay for the Wall memo Mr. Trump's team issued early that year that proposed pressuring Mexico by cutting off remittances sent from undocumented Mexicans in the United States. Speaking outside the White House, the president claimed he never said they were going to write out a check and that Mexico would pay for it indirectly many times over. The president has amended his promise that Mexico would pay for the wall several times over the past couple of years that he has been in office, but his statement on Thursday is one of the first times that he has explicitly denied those earlier promises of direct payment. Mr. Trump's trip to Texas comes on the 20th day of a partial U.S. government shutdown sparked by a refusal from Democrats to acquiesce to the president's demand for border wall payment.
This post received a score of 60,628, with an upvote ratio of 81%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
We have always been at war with Eurasia and chocolate rations are up 12%.
Blessed is the ministry of truth and the ministry of plenty.
Blessed? That word has no meaning in Newspeak. You are coming perilously close to a room in the middle of. I'm sure you just mean you're grateful for Big Brother's leadership, but watch it.
Here's how I think this would be translated into Newspeak.
I'm good speak.
Oh shit, you got me.
I would build a great wall, and nobody builds walls better than me, believe me, and I'll build them very inexpensively, Trump said. I will build a great wall on our southern border and I'll have Mexico pay for that wall.
Greater than believe me. I hate that fucking phrase so much.
It's one of his main tells. Every time he says believe me, you know the next thing out of his mouth is going to be a blatant lie.
My favorite is nobody knew X, which means I just learned this really obvious thing that literally every other human being on Earth knows because they aren't ignorant fucking grifters like me. I've even heard as high, low, many as blatant lie, billion. Possibly even, gross exaggeration, billion.
Remember Trump's leaked phone call to the Mexican president begging him to pay, or at least say they would pay, or at the very least not refute that they paid and we'll make it up to them. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
It wasn't leaked. The White House published the transcripts of telephone calls between the POTUS and other heads of states as it was considered like official correspondence. After this call the White House canceled this policy. I wonder why. Edit. The transcripts were prepared by the White House but never published.
I hope you aren't implying the White House doesn't love transparency. Don't you remember how open Trump encouraged his son to be about that meeting about nothing? Wait, I mean adoptions. Wait, I mean Clinton dirt but no collusion.
Trump is the most transparent president, some say, of all time. Nobody knows more about transparency than Trump, believe me.
The Ministry of Truth would struggle to keep up with this.
They'd have to hire more people to keep up. And #X2OOB. Then he could boast he created more jobs.
Not while the government is shut down, he can't.
The Ministry of Truth informed me that there was never a government shutdown. You imagined it.
What government shutdown?
Shutdown. Sounds like thought crime straight to room 101 for you.
Yes, he did. Over 200 times at various rallies, just as a candidate. He's said it since at just about every rally he's attended as president. Him asking the crowd who's gonna pay for the wall. This next one is from his campaign, where it's in writing that he expects Mexico to make a one-time payment to the U.S. It's an easy decision for Mexico, make a one-time payment of $5 minus $10 billion to ensure that $24 billion continues to flow into their country year after year. There are several ways to compel Mexico to pay for the wall.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by SMMRY.com, without any human intervention.